Hey guys, and welcome back to a different type of video. I'm going to be giving my opinion on Operation Neon Dawn with the Rainbow Six Siege new season coming out on TTS. I've been playing a good bit of it, but I do have some concerns, so I wanted to just clear some things up. I have some questions written down that I'm going to be just asking myself and giving you guys my responses. I hope you guys enjoy the video. The first question we're going to start out with is, what is my opinion on Neon Dawn? So for this season so far, I've been playing a good bit of TTS, and the only thing I'm really worried about is for people that don't have consistent 5 stacks. I personally haven't really found a consistent 5 that I play with. I do have a consistent like 2, 3, 4 sometimes. Maybe we do have a 5 stack, but it's going to be very difficult for people that solo queue only because there's so much utility that you have to clear out this season. If you don't bring flashbangs, you're not getting into the site sometimes. Say you're low health, you don't have any more projectiles left, and there's a laser on the doorway, the only doorway that you can go through, you're going to be stuck. And there's nothing you can do about it besides take the damage and die, or try and go a different way, which still might be locked out. I think eventually Siege is going to take a route where you cannot play by yourself. It's going to be 5 stacks only, or else you're going to lose almost every single game, because while the new op, Aruni, we're going to get into talking about her soon, she really makes a team game harder, you know? If you're solo queue and you have, like, everybody solo queue in the lobby, Aruni might seem very underpowered, but whenever she's in a 5 stack and you are versing that 5 stack and your team is all full of solo queuers, you guys are going to be automatically at a disadvantage with the new ops. You have Malusi, Aruni. You can have so many different trap ops now that you have to clear out utility, or else you're not going to get anywhere. Next, we're going to move on to question 2, and it is, what do you think of Aruni? So I think that low ranks will find her weaker, just because it takes more of team to make her gadget really hurt. Yes, you could throw them down and make it work yourself eventually, once in a blue moon, but if you're in a team game and you have Aruni on your team with Malusi, with Legion, with all this different utility watching the one entrance that the enemies are trying to go through, it's going to make it very difficult for them to actually get in if you guys are holding angles on it as well. They have so much stuff that they have to clear out, so I honestly think Aruni is going to be great. I think the only downfall for her operator is going to be her loadout. While the P10 Roni is good, a lot of people like the gun. I personally do not like the low bullet count inside the mag. The MK14, it's a great gun. I just personally don't use a DMR anyways, so I've never really got used to using the gun. I feel like if I practice a little bit longer, maybe I could see it being a very crazy gun. I've got a few clips with it. It hits like a truck. Now on to question 3. What do I think of the Jaeger rework? I think the Jaeger rework is something that is needed for Siege to kind of change its meta a little bit. I think it balances his operator just slightly. Jaeger has such a great gun that I think regardless of what they do to his utility, his gun is still going to hold his pick rate up there. It's one of the strongest defender weapons in the game right now. Next question is going to be, what do I think of Valk and Wamai's shields being taken? I honestly think that it's not going to affect Valkyrie at all, except in pro play, because pretty much everybody runs C4 on Valkyrie in ranked. Whenever it comes to Wamai, I think his pick rate is definitely going to dip down a little bit. The shield kind of gave everybody that willingness to play Wamai. I personally like the AUG. There's a lot of people that do not like the AUG. He does have the MP5K with the 1.5 scope, so I think people might go to that gun whenever they play Wamai. I personally like the AUG though. I think Wamai's pick rate will still stay similar though because of Jaeger's rework. You kind of need more utility defense, so Wamai might be needed in order to, suck up certain things. Next question is, how do you see Hibana changing the meta? I think Hibana is going to be played way more than we've currently seen. I rarely ever see a Hibana on my team, but she is a great operator now. You're able to get the hatches. You're able to get up to 4 hatches now, and then still have a few pellets to make a hole into a wall or whatever you want to do. Her being able to cycle her pellets between 2, 4, and 6 is a big quality of life change that I think most Hibana players will appreciate. She still has her stuns, so in a meta like this, I believe she's going to have a big role in getting rid of certain things. I believe Hibana is in a great place. I don't think she's overpowered. I don't think she's underpowered. I think she's completely balanced. And I hope Ubisoft doesn't make really any changes to her current loadout. With Echo recently catching a nerf, do I think he is useless? No, I do not think he's useless. I just think in the proper hands, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, just as he always been. I think people are just going to have to really think about where they're placing their drones instead of just putting them right in front of everybody and just not shooting. Pretty much what you're going to want to do with Echo now is just wait until the final last seconds of the round, and that's whenever you want to start using them. I still think Echo is going to be a great option. I just don't think he's going to be banned as much as he usually is, and that is great. Next, we are going to move on to what I think about the secondary gadget changes. First, we're going to start off with Ashe. I think Ashe is going to be a little bit more team-based now, which is great. She kind of could do it all before herself. She could clear any ADS she needed to, which she still can clear the ADS if she needs to, but she's going to be using a breaching round instead of her stuns. She now has a Claymore, so she could set up something on the flank for her team. Ashe still has a great loadout. I honestly think that she still will keep her pick rate. Next, we're going to talk about Twitch. Twitch definitely fell out of the meta a few seasons ago. I think her F2 got a nerf and everybody just went away from Twitch. You still will find a few people playing Twitch, but nowhere near as much as before. With her having stuns now, I think that this will boost her pick rate. I could really see Twitch being something in the meta now that is just a staple. Her F2 is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but it definitely is still a reliable gun. Next, we're going to move on to Dokkaebi. I honestly don't think this is going to affect Dokkaebi that much. She had frag grenades before, she just lost her stuns. I honestly think this will hurt her in this current meta more than help her. We already really talked about the Valkyrie and Wamai change. I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but I honestly think Valkyrie's pick rate for ranked will stay the same, with the C4 being her main, or Nitro, however you want to say it. And then Wamai's, he's still going to be good on defense. If people run him, he's going to be great. And lastly, we have Zero. This is probably my favorite change for secondary gadgets. He lost his frag grenades and now has a hard breach device. This makes him more of a passive character, and I think that is great. He has all the cams to watch the flanks. He has a hard breach device that he can help get walls open with. This makes him more of a supportive player than a fragger. Whenever Zero first came out, I used to play him solo. I wouldn't play with my team at all. I would just run around and kill as many things as I could, throw frag grenades to get the bandits off the wall, and that was the end of it. And for the last question, I want you guys to answer down in the comment section below as well. It is, how do I compare Neon Dawn to Shadow Legacy? This is a very good question because I honestly had super high hopes for Shadow Legacy, but I felt like the whole Siege community was let down by the release of Shadow Legacy. It was very spotty. There was so much wrong with it off launch. I just hope that they can execute Neon Dawn perfectly. They've been doing daily updates on the TTS server, which is great to see. I just hope that we don't have another bad launch, because Shadow Legacy was full of content. There was so much that we could have done, but it had a horrible launch. There was so much wrong with everything. So if they can just fix that, I think we will benefit and have a great season. The only scary thing for Neon Dawn to me is I really think that it might slow down the meta slightly, but also could do the complete opposite. With Jaeger being reworked, I think that that is going to speed things up, but Aruni is also going to slow things down. So we got to see how they kind of balance out, but that is going to be the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.
One's playing
Card loaded.
Oh, that's my fault.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Just go for a plant, go for a plant. Blitz.
He's just sitting in kitchen. Watch out for C4.
15 seconds.
I got him. Sorry about the team kill.